It was 1972 when Marshall Applewhite, a former music professor, would meet Bonnie Nettles, a nurse in a Texas hospital. Their fateful meeting sparked a movement that would blend Christian eschatology, the study of the end times, and extraterrestrial prophecy, which ultimately led to the largest mass suicide on American soil. Applewhite, who was a charismatic leader who claimed divine knowledge and had a prophetic mission. He and Nettles presented themselves as the two witnesses from the book of Revelation, stating that they were the few chosen to prepare a group of individuals for the next level of existence. His credibility stemmed from his authoritative and fatherly presence. He had a sort of kooky nature that drew people to him. He had many creative reinterpretations of Christian scriptures, which interested many. Bonnie served as a calm, mothering presence in the background, and her previous career as a nurse helped to give the group some credibility.
The Heaven's Gate message was extremely powerful because it offered an exclusive path to salvation. The core belief was that Earth was on the edge of destruction, with the turn of the millennium coming up, and that salvation required shedding human attachments in order to join a higher plane of existence, known as the next level. This was a very urgent message. The Hale-Bopp comet appeared. They had until 1997 to get everything together, and this really was a now or never moment. If you missed this comet, there was no chance of surviving into the afterlife or into any higher plane of existence. This was magical. There's an undoubtable intrigue about alien spaceships following a miraculously appearing comet, as well as the turn to mysticism that the end of the millennium really brought. This was also consistent with existing beliefs. It played on previous Christian ideologies and really made it so that all of these previous pieces worked together to build up this cult.
Yeah, he had a way of kind of blending things together. So, who would want to join Applewhite's group? Many people think that cult members are uneducated or a minority group, but most members of the Heaven's Gate cult were white and college educated. Many were searching for certainty in an unknown world. There was a lot of political unrest and war at this time. Another reason may be because they had a belief in transcendence, which is a common theme amongst mysticism or New Age religions. The strongest reason we believe that people were joining Applewhite and Nettles' mission was a sense of disillusionment from original Christian beliefs, because Applewhite and Nettles put kind of a fun new spin on Christianity.
So was this ethical persuasion? Probably not. Applewhite's methods really highlighted darker side of persuasion, preying on people's fears and making a now or never, do or die kind of situation. There was no way out of this. Once you were committed, you were stuck. This was your cult. This was your family. At the heart of Heaven's Gate was the bite model of persuasion. Applewhite and Nettles really masterfully controlled their followers, and all of these steps were seen in the cult. So for behavior control, there was a really strong sense of de-individuation. Everybody had set schedules down to the minute. There was enforced celibacy. There was communal living, giving up possessions, individuality, and complete androgyny of the members. Everybody had matching haircuts and wore very similar clothing. For behavior control, it's okay. For information control, Applewhite manipulated common Bible passages, really preying on people's previous knowledge and information, and just warping it enough that he could use it for his own purposes. Information control, Applewhite manipulated common Bible passages, preying on people's prior information and beliefs in this system, and using it for his own purposes. He claimed that Earth was about to be recycled, and that only those who followed his specific teachings would survive. Doubt was framed as complete betrayal, and just like the culture of dogmatism, outside opinions were dismissed as interference from lower beings, and if you were not listening to Applewhite, you were not part of their group.
Next was thought control, another popular method from Applewhite. When the Hale-Bopp comet appeared in 1995, it was a perfect sign for him. It really came at a nice time because his partner, who he had told everyone was immortal and could never die, had just passed away from lung cancer. So when seeing the comet, Applewhite declared that it was perfect proof of his prophecy, that a UFO was hiding behind the comet and was ready to land on Earth and transport them to the next level. Next, for emotional control. As you might expect, fear is a big part of many cults. Members who were feeling doubt or were ready to leave were threatened that their family members would be killed or forever haunted by spiritual demons.
So in March of 1997, 39 members dressed identically in black, wearing Nike Decade sneakers, consumed a mixture of phenobarbital, vodka, applesauce, and pudding, covering themselves with purple shrouds and putting plastic bags over their heads. They laid down to die with the belief that this was the method that would transcend them to the next level and allow them to continue living on in the universe as higher level beings.
They fully believed that their deaths would lead to them joining the next level and having some kind of magical ascension. Unlike coercive mass suicides like Jonestown, Heaven's Gate members believed they were making a rational choice. They filmed interviews prior to their deaths, expressing excitement and joy towards the next step in their journey. There were no guns to their heads, no forced poison or pills, just decades of gradual persuasion that rewired their perception of reality.